So let's get started. I've already drew the energy or the theme of the month for you, Virgo, and the theme or energy of this month is perception. What this card is signifying and is what this card is letting you know is for you to be more aware and for you to be more open-minded in terms of seeing things with a different lens, seeing things in a different perspective. Sometimes, we let our ego confuse us, and sometimes, we think that certain things are one way, but that in reality they're not that way. So be mindful of that for you for this month. It's a month of great awareness for you. It's a month of going within, of realizing what's true and what's not. So just keep an eye on that, okay, Virgo? Now you're entering the month with that sense of awareness. And this card it's signifying to you is that, you have done a lot of soul searching. You have done a lot of work in terms of your spiritual journey, in terms of your spiritual awakening. And it's also a reminder, for you that you are a spiritual being living a human experience, and that all you have to do is go within and truly listen to the messages, that are being brought to you. You're coming in with a great awareness of what your gifts are, with the awareness that you have some psychic abilities, as the majority of twin flames do. So it's a great month for you to continue to work on that, to continue to be more aware, to take some time in meditation, take some time to quiet the mental chatter and truly go within, and to realize that you are creating your reality, that you are in charge of your life, that you are manifesting the reality that you want to see in your life. Now the potentials for this month for you, Virgo, is truth. And what this card signifies is for you to continue doing that, is for you to continue going further in your spiritual awakening, to continue doing the work, to continue releasing, everything that you need to release, to have more faith, to realize that everything that is happening around you is happening for a reason. It's happening because it's all, part of a plan, that you already planned long before you came to this earth. And by doing this, you're also allowing yourself, to come into things that are not false, all these false ideas that you thought about life, or that you thought about, how your life was supposed to be. You are slowly, and you have been slowly realizing that is not so. You are coming into a new life, so to speak. You're leaving the old life behind that you were taught, to believe, or to have certain beliefs. You're leaving it behind, and you're coming into alignment into, what your true authentic life should be and will be. Now the focus for you for this month, represented by the financial and material changes card, is for you to not worry so much in terms of a financial situation. There's a possibility of you to be going through some hardships in terms of money. There's a possibility that that you might have to change jobs, or that you might have to do some things, might have to change certain things in terms of your life. I do sense that there's going to be some changes that that are going to affect you, but at the same time, please don't worry, and believe in yourself, believe in your capabilities, believe in the fact that you are capable of getting through this situation. But at the same time, also, you're being called to have more faith and to realize that the divine, that God is going to provide for you, and that He's going to provide all your needs, and He's going to provide all your wants. So although it seems like it's going to be a tough month for you in terms of that, please don't focus so much on that. Focus on having more faith and knowing that everything will be provided for you. Now, you have been coming in the past as represented by the Passion Ignited card. This card represents what I was saying before, the fact that you have completely done a 180 in your life, that you have realized certain truths, and that you have realized that instead of following your mind so much, you have realized that it's time that you follow your heart, and you follow your passions, and you follow the life that you truly want, instead of worrying about what everyone else wants for you. You decided to take a stand, and you decided to further your knowledge and your wisdom by taking a stand in by taking a different direction in your life, in terms of truly following your heart and truly following your soul. And that shows by the energy of what's happening for you coming in into this month. Now, the strengths, or something that you should be strengthening this month, as represented by the Harmony card, is you should be strengthening your connections with other people. You should be reaching out to others. You should be trying to find more harmony, and trying to find more balance in your life. And this card represents that. This card represents you reaching out, possibly to your twin flame, or possibly to your divine soulmate. It's a sign that you're going to be more in harmony, and you're going to be more in balance in terms of your love, and in terms of your love, and in terms of your connections, whether they're romantic connections or whether they're family or friends connections. Make sure that you are reaching out, and make sure that you are taking action in that sense, because you are going to you're going to need it. You are going to need the people that love you and accept you unconditionally around you, especially especially because you are going to be experiencing these changes in terms of your financial and material, and in terms of your stability in your life. Now, for the near future, I do see that changing for you. I would say around the mid of the month, I do see the card victory and success. And what this card represents, and what this card is showing me, is that around mid-May, things are definitely going to change for the better. A lot of things, that that you were hoping for you to happen, they are going to happen. You are going to have a lot of success in your life. So it's going to turn around. It's going to turn around for you. Things are going to turn around for you. So remember that, and focus on that. Remember not to focus on what you lost, but focus on your blessings, and focus on the good things that you do have in your life right now. Now, in order for that victory and success, in order for that to happen as well, I the steps that you need to take, that you need to take forward is that this is represented by the movement, choices, and decisions card, is that you do need to, you're going to have to make some decisions. You're going to have to make some tough decisions in your life this month. Whether it's in terms of your finances, or whether it's in terms of furthering a commitment, with your twin flame. I do see you, taking some time, to reflect and to really, figure out exactly, what is the best course of action for you to take, in order, to reach, this victory and success that, that it's going to happen, towards, I would say, the near future for you. Now, part of those choices, that you do need to make is, as represented by the spiritual strength card, is for you to continue furthering your awareness of in your spiritual journey. So if you can reach out to somebody, or if you can find somebody that will be able to help you, or that will be a mentor for you in terms of reaching the goals that you need to reach. I do see that happening, and I do see you strengthening your faith. I do see you becoming more faithful. I do see you becoming more centered, more focused. I do see you being more aware of things in terms of your spirituality. So once you are able to make these choices and these decisions, I do feel like there's going to be more stability for you as well. But don't be afraid to ask others for help. Don't be afraid, to reach out, to a spiritual teacher, or to like-minded people that, that can help you in terms of that as well. Now, in terms of your hopes and your fears, and this is represented by the trap and fear card, you have to let go of the doubts. I do see that you might be holding back this month still, that there might certain things that you still need to release and that you still need to let go. And please do so, because it's part of your healing, and it's part of you moving ahead in your life, and for you to manifest, the dreams and the goals that you've been having. You have to, get out of your mind, don't overthink so much, I know that change sometimes is very scary, but you have to take that leap of faith, and you have to believe, and you have to know that you are divinely guided, and that you are protected, and that all you have to do is ask. You have to, ask other people, to lend you a hand, but most importantly, you have to seek guidance within yourself, And to remember that you do have a spiritual team, that you do have your angels that are watching you, you have your spirit guides that are watching you, you have God that is watching over you. So you have to let go of the fear, and you have to let go of the doubt. And once you do that, then I promise you that you will be able to be more open to the new possibilities, and more open to the life that that you truly want to manifest for yourself. Now, at the end of the month, starting June, I do see things changing for the positive for you, and this is represented by the foundation and achievement cards. And this is a beautiful card because it shows that that whatever happened, that that little empathy this month in terms of your financial and material stability life this month, that didn't really affect you, and that you were able to overcome that, and you became stronger from that. And then you have a lot of things to look forward to at the end of the month, and you are going to be in alignment, and you are going to be in a place where you have found emotionally stability. At the same time, you have created a more stronger foundation for you and others. So you just have to let go of the fears and the doubts, and know that sometimes we can't control the things that happen in our lives. And although there was something that you weren't expecting, or that you weren't planning to happen, it had to happen, so that better things could come for you this month. Okay, so overall, this month, I would say, you do have, things, like this, that you shouldn't be focused so much on, because it's going to change. Your luck is going to change, and it's going to be a very positive month for you, Virgo. It's going to be a month of extreme growth for you, and I would say in every aspect of your life, and in terms of your love life, in terms of your spirituality, in terms of your material and financial life. So don't worry so much. Just let the fears and the doubts go, and remember that that you are a sign that is very nurturing, to others, and that you don't give up easily, that you're very strong, and nothing really stops you from achieving the things that you want to achieve this month. Okay, so let's draw some cards individually and see what they have to say for you. Okay, so we have the Observe card, and this card, what it signifies in terms of your love, connections, I would say, is for you to take some time to to truly observe. Like I said before, the theme of this month is all about perception, and you changing your perception about things, and being open-minded, and being more flexible in terms of things. And this card is signifying that as well. It's for you to take some time to to truly observe, what is happening, but at the same time don't be guided by what you think that is happening outside, because sometimes, you know, that is confusing, and sometimes the ego confuses you. So just go within, and like I said, you know, you are divinely guided. So reach out, you know, to your spirit team, reach out, you know, to God, and look all around you, and see everything around you, so that you can make a more informed decision, but always follow your heart. Okay, let's see what we have for your health and well-being for this month. Okay. So we have the communication card. Self-expression, exchange, sharing, connection. There you go. So this card is just signifying, and you know, the message of the card is for you to have more communication with others, but take some time to not only express, you know, your true feelings for others, but at the same time let others speak their mind, and let others speak their truth as well to you. So learn to listen, and learn not to jump the gun, so to speak. You know, learn to accept people for who they are. Learn to accept people for their truth. You know, don't jump into conclusions. Truly listen. You know, not only listen with your ears, but, you know, listen with all your senses. Put all your senses into place, you know, so that you can really understand what the other person is saying and where the other person is coming from. You know, put yourself in their shoes. You know, because not only it's going to help you understand them better, but, you know, it's also going to help you, you know, learn something new as well for you, so that you can have better relationships with others as well. Okay, let's see what we have for your life purpose for this month. Okay, so we have the speaker card. Your life purpose involves your skills of oration. So this card is, you know, goes great with the communication card, in a sense that if you do want to pursue, you know, part of your life purpose is for you to reach out to others. So it could be, you know, you being a public speaker, you know, or you reaching others by talking, by the way that you express yourself, the way that you communicate. You know, be aware and be mindful that you do have a gift, and, you know, your gift is the gift of communication. Okay, let's see what you have to surrender or surrender to for this month. Okay, so you're being asked to surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This would help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. There you go. Stop being so stubborn. I know that earth signs, you know, tend to be stubborn, you know, and that sometimes, if, you know, if it's not their way, is the highway. But, you know, you have to, you know, like I said, you know, be a little bit more flexible this month, you know, and be a little bit more open-minded, and learn to listen to others and what they have to say. You might learn a thing or two. And lastly, a message from the archangels. Okay, so we have the star, Archangel Jophiel. A dream come true. Believe in yourself. The end of a difficult situation. We couldn't have finished with a more beautiful card than that. There you go. You have nothing to worry about this month. You know, despite the hardship, you know, that you shouldn't be focusing on, you know, all your dreams are going to come true this month, okay? And you just have to believe in yourself, have faith, know that you are divinely guided and protected, and learn to let go of the things that you need to let go, okay, Virgo?